channel, I'm Lewis, for those of you that are new here, and welcome back to any regular watchers and fans. Today I'm doing 5 things to help me save money. So I thought I'd share it with you guys as I found these tips really helpful and I've been looking into it and watching different finance videos over the years. I always think it's interesting, as you guys know, I spend a lot of money normally, and it's only the last 6 to 12 months I've been trying to cut back because I'm trying to save for a house and I'm looking at changing jobs. So I need to cut back, and since I did my Amazon video, which I will link in this video, I'll try and link it for you, about how much I spend on Amazon a year, it made me realise how much I was actually wasting on stuff that when I looked through the list of it, I didn't really need all these containers and different bits and pieces. So I've cut back on spending on Amazon because I was spending quite a lot of money. I won't tell you how much I was spending because that's in that video. So I thought with the way everything is at the moment, I thought these finance videos would really help you, and I really enjoy them anyway. And I hope you enjoy them as well. Also, Christmas isn't that long away. I know we haven't got Halloween yet, but you've also got to plan Christmas as well, because when I was in retail and I had my business, I would have to plan it like now to get Christmas stuff in. So I knew what I had and what I was ordering, like the special Christmas pots for my plants. Any cellophanes I needed for Christmas, I'd be getting them in. I'd look first, obviously, what I had the year before, and there'll be scraps and stuff, but not a lot. So I'll try and use that first and then order new. And I should start looking again at Christmas presents and things this year and just see how everything is. So with that, I'm just going to get on with this video. My first tip for you guys at home is to cancel any subscriptions. Now, I have watched these finance programs before and they're quite interesting, and I've heard some mad things, like for instance there was one couple on one of these programs and they both had separate Amazon accounts. They must have had them both before they got together and moved in, but then once they were living together and they were sharing the household bills, they both had their own separate Amazon accounts. So that was a waste of money. That was like £8, and all them £8 each person adds up. So if you've got any subscriptions that you don't use or you don't see any value in or you're not using, then I would cancel that. What you might want to do in that couple's case is have one on Netflix and the other have Amazon Prime. So you can have all your Prime deliveries, fruit, veg, all that kind of thing, the shopping, the groceries, you use that, and you can watch the movies, whereas the other person who's got Netflix will have different shows, and you can just share it then as well, or you can watch them together. So that would be quite good as well. Instead of having loads of different subscriptions, they were spending quite a lot of money, and it does mount up to like literally hundreds. It can do if you're spending that a month. So the first thing I did when I moved, after I moved, I looked at all my subscriptions, all my outgoings, and I wrote them down in a chart. I did them on like a spreadsheet. Some people like to do bar charts, pie charts, whatever works for you. But a spreadsheet, it's just easier to list it down and see your ingoings and outgoings. I've tried to get mine down, and to be honest, my living costs were about £1,000 a month, which I find personally expensive. So I don't know how a couple can spend £2,000 a month on living costs. So I know they share it, but when there's two of you, you're going to use more gas, electric and other things like that, and possibly internet, depending on your work and that. So yeah, cut down on any subscriptions because that's just a waste of money otherwise. And these big companies like Amazon and Netflix will just basically be laughing at you. So cut it down, and it's amazing when you start looking into your bank account as well and what's coming in and what's going out. And some people don't realise what they signed up to and what they haven't. I'm always checking my payments now. Leading on from cancelling any unused subscriptions, the second piece of advice I have for this video, to save money, I always shop around every year. And as I shop around every year, I'm rewarded by getting cheaper insurances, car insurance, home insurance. I only pay contents insurance, I'll be honest. I don't have to pay buildings, I don't own the building. I just rent it. And the other thing that's quite good is when you shop around, you get these household bills cheaper than people who just don't bother, which they are changing the rules in the UK, which I personally think is unfair because I've always shopped around and so has my family. But some people just sit around and can't be bothered to look, and that's like a good reward really, to get people shopping around, and it makes these big companies, these big corporations, more competitive. Whereas if they've got 60,000 customers who don't bother looking, they just keep putting the prices up and up and up. Some people, it's claimed, can save up to £250 a year on gas or electric. It just depends on the area and what tariff and things you're on as well. So don't be getting mad in the comments if you don't save £250. But I change every year. When my contract's up, I look and I always get it cheaper somewhere else. Now, number 3, I have been banking with Monzo for over a year now. They are a challenger bank like Swift, Monzo and Sterling, I think, are another one. Now, what's really good about that is on Monzo you can have different pots, and basically they're savers account. I've got one for my dog that I'm hoping to get in maybe a year or two. Once I bought my own place with my own garden, I'll probably do that. I've got one which I have as my car account, which was for saving for a car, because the original plan with that was when my dad was away, I'd save up by not having a car and using his. That hasn't quite gone to plan. So now I've changed it to a car account, which is a monthly one for my petrol to go in, and it isn't sat in my main account, otherwise I'll just spend it. And the other thing that's good as well is I've got a bills account, which I learned about a bit later than I would like to have. And on Monzo you can put all your bills in, direct debits for what goes out each month, attach it to this pot. Say your bills are like, mine nearly £1,000, about 800-900, maybe more some months. It will tell you how much you need, £800 worth of bills. So when you get paid, you can put that in your pot, and then they leave any extra money either in your savings or in the main account. So what I do is when I go to the petrol station, I transfer my petrol money out into my main account, so then I can use it then for the petrol. As it's never good to be messing around transferring money when people are waiting to pay. What's really good about Monzo as well is, say I spend £3.99, they'll put that extra penny and charge me £4 into whatever pot I decide to save. So if you're saving for a house, you might want to just put that money as an extra saving towards your Help to Buy or whatever scheme, or maybe you're not doing a scheme, to pull it in like that. And it's really good, and any money, say it's £3.50, it'll just round it up and it'll put the extra money into your savings account, and it does mount up, to be honest. It isn't massive, but it's better than banking with someone that doesn't do that. I was with HSBC before and they didn't do anything like that, and they just felt very complacent, very big, and didn't really care. And I'd been a customer for about 15-20 years possibly, because I'd had them since birth, so it's probably about 30 years, maybe a bit less. So yeah, I've banked with someone where you can do that as well. I mean, on Monzo you can pay for an account, but I'm not paying £5 a month for a bank account. So you can pay for different benefits if you want the insurance or you want this and that. But again, I just go online and I shop around for my car insurance, because I always just think they put the price up for phone insurance, car insurance, holiday benefits or whatever, and you're basically paying for that anyway at the end of the day. So I'd rather just shop around independently where it's unbiased and you can see the prices on an even scale. Now for me, number 4 is less takeaway, because another thing I noticed after Amazon and subscription was my takeaways. They'd be like £60 to £80 a month, and I thought, wow, that's just ridiculous. If you work that out, take £60 or £80 and times it by 12 and work out what it's in a year, it makes you realise how much it's all mounting up. So I'm now trying to cook more from home, and I am planning to do some healthy budget videos to fit in with my new niche of finance. So yeah, less takeaways are really hard these days. I personally think it should be a law in the UK that you can only have so many takeaways in a postcode area depending on the size of that postcode, because they're just opening loads up here and there's too many chip shops, takeaways, curry houses, everything. There's too many takeaway shops. I mean, we've got 2 McDonald's that are in the same postcode nearly. They're down the road from one another. So I don't agree with that, and I just feel more healthy not having Uber Eats and Deliveroo. And like I say, it soon mounts up, because like I worked out it's £15 a time. Deliveroo and Uber Eats is the main one. They're now charging Deliveroo, and the offers aren't that great, to be honest. I never get an offer on my orders. I always have to pay full price, because either the restaurant I don't want to use, like if it's curry or something, I don't really fancy that, but it's only on certain restaurants, the offers. So what you can do here as well is you can either delete the app or just have one app. I only have 2 now. I have Deliveroo and Uber Eats. I got rid of Just Eat because they were absolute crap. Every time I ordered off them, they wouldn't find my property, and they'd be like, oh, we don't know where you are. And the last time I ordered off them, they dumped my food down there, which just pointing over here, I've got my side window, and they just dumped my food on the pavement and walked off. So I reported them for fraud. So yeah, cut back, and what you would spend on takeaways, maybe try and have like one takeaway a month, whereas I was having one every week almost, or 2 a week sometimes, and it all mounts up and it makes you realise when you look for your bank account and you add it up for that month, it can be quite shocking. Now number 5 is, I don't know, I used to spend a lot of money when I was younger, but I think now I'm 30, I don't go out as much, so I don't spend as much on cinema, meeting lots of friends. I've never had lots of friends anyway, but you don't spend a lot on cinemas that are really expensive. They're quite pricey these days, I find. And going roller skating, ice skating, and all these activities you do when you're like a teenager and you're going out and exploring your communities and the world. So I do activities that don't cost a lot of money. Like I do a lot of shop with me, and I've done a lot of them, and I'm having a bit of a break. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you'd like to see more shop with me's as well. So I'd like to do some autumn ones, but I don't know if you guys are a bit bored of it, and I could do like a budget shop with me. So I'll go out and I do walks as well, and I'll go and visit family and friends, and we'll go around each other's houses, me and my friend, and have meals. So it's really nice just to spend time with friends and family really as you get older. So I like to do activities that don't really cost a lot of money, because again, if you're going out all the time, that costs just spiral out of control. The costs go up and it is a lot of money to be spending. And to be honest, when you work full time, you don't have that much time to go out and meet friends as well. A lot of the work here is shift work now, so I'd often try and meet my one friend and she would be on a shift when I was working and vice versa. So you don't have to spend a great deal of money to have a good time with friends and family. Sometimes you can just go to a pub for a meal or a drink if you didn't want to buy the food, the drink and the puddings. Or what we used to do sometimes is go for a carvery and then just get a cheap ice cream from McDonald's on the way home. So it will just depend really. But it all depends as well what your hobbies and interests are. Like mine obviously is YouTube, and I'm trying to grow that and would love to do it full time. I'm not going to lie there. So I have to invest my money in camera, memory cards, storage space. That's a big one I found. So yeah, that's up to you what you want to do. I mean, some activities cost more than others, some hobbies do. Like if you want to be a pilot, that's quite expensive, I've heard. Even just to be like a personal pilot, not on the commercial airlines. Get all your licence to pay for the lessons and all that. Whereas this is probably much considerably cheaper. YouTube, ice hockey, ice skating, anything like that, or football will probably not cost as much, but you've got to measure it as well against your enjoyment. So I hope you enjoyed that video, 5 things to help you save money. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it. Just comment below and I'll get back to you. And please leave a thumbs up, as this really helps my channel, and I'm really trying to connect with my community more, so I understand what you guys are enjoying and what you're not. And like I say, let me know if you have any suggestions of what videos you'd like to see in the future, as I'm always listening to your comments and what you'd like to see. So that's all for now, and I'll see you all next week with another finance video. Bye!